So joining me on the Mavenir stand at MWC, we have Gurtaj Singh Padda of TuneTalk. At the far end, we have Tristan Huntington of TextNow. And in the middle, we have Sandeep Singh of Mavenir. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us. I'd also like to welcome our online audience as well, so thank you for joining us. The topic today is we're going to talk about how a new breed of operators, and we have two of them here, can move fast. They can launch cycles in weeks rather than months. We're going to talk about how integrated network and IT data improves decision making. Going to look at APIs, marketplaces, and enabling new services. So quite a lot to get into. So let's get started. Gurtaj, I'm going to start with you. Let's talk first about how you can differentiate in what is a very competitive environment. What's your strategy there?
Thank you very much. I think what we realized very early in the game was that you had to move away from the regular gigabytes for dollars, right? Everybody's playing that game. Suddenly, the average ADTU is still maybe 1.5 gigs per day,
right?
But you're giving like 1 terabyte, right? 500 gigs a month, right? So it doesn't make sense, right? Where the innovation which was coming through was, okay, Saturday, Sunday, I'll give you full speed, right? Rest of the places, I don't.
Yeah.
Right? So we thought that, there was a huge opportunity to come in and disrupt the market. What we did is we pivoted to value first products, right? So value would be, there's no FUP, right? Use as much as you want, run as fast as you want, but with a lot of value.
Yeah.
Right. So that was the core on which we started building, and we, started working with Mavenir, right? And we wanted it to be really fast to the market. We wanted to be really fast ahead, right? So we are one of the first telcos now, which is 100% cloud native.
Right. Yeah.
So that speed to the market is really, really fast. Whereas a competition might take a month to react, we react within 24 hours.
Okay, so agility is a big part of it, potentially. We're going to come back to implementation in a moment, so we'll hear a bit more about how you did that.
Yeah.
Tristan, let's hear about how you're differentiating. What's your strategy?
Yeah, thanks, and nice to be here today, thank you. TextNow is the largest free phone service provider in North America, and with over 300 million downloads and over 8 million monthly active users on our platform, we focus on kind of optimizing for a segment of the market that a lot of other carriers don't think about, which is the free to $10 a month range of the market. Very few carriers care about, especially the free tier, which is where we really pioneer bringing advertising and ad-supported technology to enable customers to get their phone service paid for free.
Right.
And so we've operated as an MVNO for many years, which means we're dependent on upstream host MNO technology, which has a lot of limitations in terms of limited control, limited flexibility, and constrained unit economics, basically. And so where we made a strategic decision to implement Mavenir Cloud Native Core, that really for us was about the ability to unlock a completely new customer experience and own a lot more of the product experience our customers have. And similar to what Gurtaj said about being able to iterate quickly and move on the market quickly. We're a tech company that develops stuff in the cloud all the time, and so we needed a lot more flexibility in our product offering, and really enables us to do a lot more business model innovation that our customers need, essentially.
Yeah, okay. Sandeep, let's drill down a little bit on the strategic opportunity here, because as you integrate IT and networks, you have got access to more data. How do you then turn that into money, essentially, into revenue?
Yeah, so our key perspective is we start with all the data coming from the network and how do we make it accessible in the IT, and then how can IT immediately create a better experience for the customers, right? And this is what these disruptors, sitting with me, that's what they wanted to do. We were very passionate, how can we implement such changes through a cloud native technology that we brought in. and how could this be converted to better customer experience? How could this be converted into more insights that they can do and then look for even iterative new business cases so that they can become market leaders, not just reactive, but they could become the ones who are the trendsetters and the trailblazers in their markets. And that's what these two gentlemen have done in there, and we are very happy to be part of their journey.
Got it. Now, I want to drill down with the panel on some of the use cases for data here. Gurtaj, start with you. I mean, where particularly does data have a real impact? Churn, for example, or marketing? Where are you seeing the early impact?
So I think the main impact is churn, right? We started this journey in November 2024.
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
My churn was 105%.
Right.
That means for every 100 people I bring in, 105 leave.
Yeah.
Right. So it was a death by 1,000 cuts.
Okay.
Right. So that's where we started to turn around. Right. And currently, I can happily say that we are in the high 70s churn. Right. Being 100% prepaid market segment, right? That's extremely good.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
We add approximately 150,000 to 200,000 subs on a monthly basis.
Okay.
Right. So that means no matter what the churn is, even if I save 30%, right,
Yeah.
that's huge.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And month over month. So what we did is we started building a walled garden, right, where people, once they come in, they experience the service because it's all value based. It's not, hey, you buy a data and play with it and forget about the telco. We are the only telco globally, I would say, right, where people spend more time on our app than anyone else.
Okay.
People spend 38 minutes per day on our app, right? So that metrics, right, really shifts the needle towards against so-called churn.
That's interesting. Can I ask what they're doing
Yeah.
on your app?
So what we did is very interesting, right? Is we started with 1,500 to 1,700 short films,
Oh, okay.
right? Short drama, right? It's a 2-minute drama. Around 2 years back, this trend started in China, and it started percolating. So now we have content from various parts of the world. It's a 3-minute drama, right? Moment you have a break, you can see the drama and go.
Yeah.
Flip, 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 flip. And we've got around 750 games. Now what this actually does is you don't need to download anything,
Yeah.
right? Because we are cloud native, we are able to scale it, right? And so drama and games really becomes, and the ecosystem what we have created is earn and burn within the system.
Yeah. Right.
Watch means you play games for an hour, it gives you enough points to watch, open up new
okay.
episodes,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So you continue to play, right? The engagement keeps on growing.
You're becoming a content company.
Yes,
essentially.
absolutely. Yeah. So from a telco,
Yeah,
I'm
go
going
ahead.
to
Yeah.
be a techco.
Yeah, I was just going to add, like,
Go
we
ahead.
actually have very similar strategies because our customers also consume a lot of stuff from us through an app. So our strategy is very similar in terms of trying to drive customers into our app. And we actually have very similar things to you where we have a walled garden of things that we're providing. And the Mavenir core enables us to be able to create that walled garden. And we also have similar games where you can play games and earn points,
Yeah.
or watch ads and earn points that you can then use to buy day passes or data hour passes and things like that. So we have actually a very similar strategy, obviously totally different markets,
Yeah.
but and the core is important to allowing us the flexibility to be able to build that type of experience for the customer.
Tristan, just staying on that, to what extent are you personalizing that?
Yeah, we customize. I mean, we're a company that focuses on pairing advertisers with customers. So our whole business is based on knowing a bunch about our customers so that we can deliver experience that makes sense to the customer at a specific time that makes sense for them, that works for our advertising partners. So we use data in a lot of different places, and having access to the core now of the network gives us a lot more flexibility to control the experience and to deliver things at certain times that we just wouldn't have really the control to do before.
Yeah, because of your ad-driven business model, personalization's a massive part.
Yeah,
of
it's
it,
definitely really
making
important.
Making it happen.
Yeah.
And that's the flexibility of the platform that we built. It's not that we could granularly pull the insights, but we could take action on that. You know, you could create new monetization policy, whether Tristan is doing through ad tech, and these guys are doing through content, right? So it's on the same platform. You're able to invoke new commercialization, monetization policies, and that's the beauty of the system. It's scalable, not and flexible. And plus how they delivered it. Right? Everything is automation. If they want to come up with a new plan, it's not that they have to redo the whole platform. They have to change anything, any customization. Everything is conversationally done onto the platform.
Yeah. Actually, let's move to implementation. You're sort of touching on that now, but I'm going to stay with you a second, Sandeep. The benefits of going cloud native, I mean, they're relatively well known, but is there anything that you would say is particularly relevant in a telecoms context?
So the ability to test before you invest too much.
Okay.
That's what you start small, you try and test, and you iterate over it. That's the capability they were able to do. They were able to use public cloud to begin, and then if they see a lot of scale coming in to reduce the cost, they can bring some of the functionality back. Only a true cloud native vendor would be able to provide a software that is able to move heterogeneously between different cloud environments.
Right.
And we were able to do and fulfill different requirements on a common platform. The way we see this forward is it could be a common platform that can support multi-tenancy. They could have one brand which is doing ad tech. They could have another brand doing, and it can all be done because they already have the engine to manage their customer and their experience, how to increase so the same platform can enable them to do that cost effectively and
Got it. Gurtaj, I want to just drill down on the scale side of things. You're adding a lot of customers. You obviously need that elasticity.
Absolutely.
So talk us through how cloud native helps with
So today we have built on a hyperscaler, right, along with Mavenir, a system. If I were to tell you within a week, I want to absorb entire Malaysian population onto my network, I can do it.
You can.
Right.
Okay.
So that's the confidence in you in a telco. Right?
Yeah, right.
Last time on-prem, if I wanted, let's say 10 million, right, by the time I order my cards, my provisioning, everything, right, 1 year is gone.
Yeah.
Right? The opportunity which we see today, right, if I wait for a year, everybody's going to copy it. Right? So it's speed to the market and the aggression to the market.
Yeah.
That only cloud native gives you.
Yeah.
No one else.
Yeah, okay.
And Mavenir brought that to us. And of course, the other partner, what we had, right, brought in the core network, right? And so the marriage of three parties was brilliant, right? And we can move forward really, really fast.
Interesting. Tristan, I think both of you, it sounds like, are benefiting a little bit from being greenfield operators or relatively greenfield operators. Yeah. So that's a key competitive advantage in this context?
I would say for sure, yes. Also, I would say it allows new entrants that aren't used to running physical operations that a lot of MNOs or MVNOs would have to normally have. Like, for example, we're basically a software company, so we don't necessarily have the muscle even of like a bunch of physical infrastructure management, networking, so all the things you need. We're used to running things, the rest of our business, with a public cloud provider. And so having that muscle well developed as an organization makes a system that's cloud native something really easy for us to like wrap our heads around, deploy and scale really quickly, and not have to worry about all the underlying hardware that's required in order to make that work. Yeah. So I think
just to add to that, right? We have been in the market for around 17, 18 years, right? We launched in 2009 as a full MVNO, right? It ran its course, right? What we thought is that if we are to scale, right, getting to be an MVNO was not the way to go, right? We needed to move up, right? So first thing we did was converted ourselves to an MNO, right? And now we are full-fledged MNO, right? And as we move forward, we add more and more things. For example, we are adding now the small cell network, right? Pervasive small cell network, right? I don't need to look for a second party.
No.
Right? Mavenir is there, and they have my back, right? So when I add new components, right, and as keep on growing, right, I don't need to reinvent the base.
Yeah.
That's the key.
So just to clarify, when you became an MNO, you've got your own core network.
Yes.
That was a cloud native core.
Yes.
That is cloud native core.
Yes. So it was, what we did is, consciously, we built a brand new core, a greenfield.
Yeah.
And we transferred things from here to here.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Rather than, compete, right? So That was a conscious decision.
Yeah, it's quite smart. You get the benefits of being a greenfield
Absolutely.
operator along the way. Sandeep, let's turn to monetization opportunities in particular and how these operators and others might monetize or use cloud-native technology to monetize better, open up new revenue streams. Tell us some of the opportunities you're seeing there.
So some of the key ones they are doing is the roaming capability set, right? They are not only focusing on the customer in country. They can attract people who are travelers or who are traveling outside. How to give them maybe a more tuned customization, more focused functionality while they are roaming. That is one. They can go into other market segments like IoT or ad tech beyond just the current plans. You know, they are already working with leading partners like Uber and Grab and all the. So we are allowing them to bring in other segmentation, combine them on a marketplace, and how to manage the contracts with these partners, as well as how to monetize and bring the simplicity for their subscribers to understand a very simple billing condition, right? And all that to be done either in a prepaid real-time fashion, or it could be done as a subscription billing and all that, right? So the idea is to bring a seamless architecture that can support flexibly multiple use cases that they will grow into.
Tristan, can I bring in you on this? Because let's say you're at the cost-conscious end of the market by the sounds of it. So how do you think about this value-added services?
Yeah, I would definitely agree with what Sandeep was saying. Like, I think that we need to have the ability to, for example, do sponsor charging, where a sponsor like Uber or whoever will be paying for specific types of data. We also need a lot of flexibility for creating different types of plans on the fly. We'll want to, or putting people in a walled garden sometimes, but not all of the time. Like, we need a lot of flexibility to be able to do that, and that presents a lot of new monetization opportunities. And I would just also agree that, for example, as an MVNO previously, we never really had the opportunity to have our own SIMs and our own cores, so we couldn't negotiate our own roaming agreement in a different place, and now we have the ability and actually are doing that. So we can decide, okay, a lot of our customers are going to Mexico, so we're gonna figure out a special thing just for them.
Right.
That just previously, before we had this technology layer, we just didn't have the ability to do that.
It would have just taken too long as well, right?
Well, too long, but also just totally dependent on the upstream MNO that we're partnered with. Like, we don't have any control over that. It's sort of their SIMs, their infrastructure. We're like really pinned into whatever they're offering us.
Yeah.
And with this infrastructure, we can do whatever we want, essentially. Like, the walls are broken down.
Yeah, Gurtaj, I'll bring in you on this topic. I mean, we've touched on B2B2C, I guess. Where do you see the monetization opportunities around that?
So for us, the monetization is you can simply take a Costco model, right? Costco would have, let's say, 10 million people. Buying power increases,
Yep.
right? And now is able to fund the rest of the customers.
Okay.
Right? So, for example, right, in Malaysia, right, if you buy one of our plans, I give you PA insurance,
Yep.
which is the highest in the industry for 150,000 ringgit
Right.
per month, right? If you go out to buy the same insurance, it's going to cost you 20 ringgit a month,
Okay.
right? So for a $50 plan, I give value of around 55 ringgit over and above your gigs and speed, right? So that's where how we are building, right? Scale, and every time I build scale, it benefits the entire so-called subscriber base.
This plays to the value proposition
Yes,
you were talking
it
about.
keeps on increasing.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
value
yeah,
proposition.
yeah. No, interesting. Sandeep, let's come to the actual digital onboarding, the customer experience when they join an operator and how that's changing. Obviously, we've got eSIMs, etc. But just talk me through how the customer experience is today versus how it was maybe 5 years ago.
So in the past, customer experience was very fragmented. You would have a portal, an app, or even the shops, right? And they all had different systems, and they would stay out of sync. You could do some things, you could sell some plans, and operator had to spend a lot of effort in trying to bring those systems. Now we have what is called an omniverse, omni-channel onboarding interface, all digital. It's one single source of truth. All customers onboarding is through your app, or they can go to a shop. In TuneTalk's case, we can sell through dealers as well. So dealers can manage that as well. So and in this case, it could be the service which is sold by a third-party partner, and they would experience the same thing. it's that capability that you have drawn the walls down on the experience. The data has become a consumable component for all three channels.
Right.
Right. So that's a huge input from the ease of experience point of view. And then internally, in order to expose such a thing, you needed a system that could unify the data coming out of different network functions. So we adopted a lot of ODA principles in bringing that data in a consolidated, unified fashion so that this front-end layer could be simplified.
By ODA principles, that's the TM Forum
Yes, exactly.
architecture.
So we are platinum level certified with TM Forum as well. So all our platforms, all our subscription services, digital, they are complying to the ODA principles.
Okay. Tristan, what does your customer experience look like? First of all, when they join, but also if they've got an issue or a complaint, how do you handle that?
That's a great question, and it was another reason why we wanted to do our own core, because the onboarding experience as a digital app is extremely important to us. And now we have the ability to, well, one, provide an eSIM. As previously as an MVNO, for a variety of other reasons, with our MNO partner, we couldn't offer eSIM. Now we can offer that. But also we can really tightly control and understand what's going on during the activation and onboarding experience, so we can know, okay, the SIM got activated. Now the SIM has some data flow on it, or we've seen this provisioning package or whatever that we wouldn't necessarily have had the visibility as an MVNO beforehand. So now we can make sure that the experience works really smoothly for the customer, and we can even send them push notifications and messages in the app at different stages of the onboarding process. Because we can detect, like, okay, this is where they're at right now, or this is where they should be. And then from a customer care perspective, if there are issues, it's fully automated and through the app. So customers can chat with us. We have AI also that's helping enable us to respond to some of the problems they have. And with the core integration, we're also able to fix problems dynamically for the customers. So maybe they're like, oh, I didn't get my SIM, or I did whatever. We can kind of like manage that and have AI agents solve those problems for us now that we would have had to manually solve before.
Do you actually have call centers, or is that's completely
We use a
passive?
third-party call center still for sure, but a lot of the tasks are slowly changing, and also a lot of the things that our customers would have traditionally contacted us for, we're able to now solve in a more automated way for them.
Right. Gurtaj, now let's compare your MVNO customer experience versus your MNO customer experience today. How has that changed?
So basically, it gave me more freedom, right, of decision making, right, and also, for example, roaming agreements, right, my IDD, right, and also how fast can I provision my customers,
Right. Yeah.
And a lot of revenue, what most telcos don't realize is, which is not passed through, is the A2P SMS.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a huge bucket of revenue, right?
Yeah.
And most MVNOs, right, don't get that.
Yeah. Right.
Because it's paired to your PLMN,
Yeah.
right? And your number series, your MZs, and everything else, right? Your MNO might be nice to give that revenue to you, but
Probably not.
Probably not, right?
How many nice MNOs do you know?
So what we do is now we have control of our entire revenue stream.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
That is one, right? And that helps us move forward really, really fast. Right? And that's the key.
Yeah.
Key is speed to the market, right? And if somebody reacts, can I react within 24 hours, right? If I can react within 24 hours with a better offer, with a better proposition, right? It's
The window's still open.
Yeah. So when we started off the journey as MNO, right? I asked my CFO. My CFO came up to me. He says, "Gurtaj, the market is saturated, right?" So I said, "No, I see opportunity, right?" And that time we were adding something like 50,000 subs on a monthly basis, right?
Okay.
Today we are adding over 250,000, right? And it's accelerating.
Yeah.
So I asked Sonia, I said, "Sonia, what do you think?" So she's shaking her head, right? So it's what it says is no market is saturated for a good product, which is run well on a good system, right? So if you got a good system and you have your strategy right, market's there for you to take.
Yeah, very interesting. We've got to now turn to the forward-looking piece of the panel. Actually, just on that topic, I'm going to start with you, Sandeep, because we haven't really talked that much about eSIM, but eSIM is obviously gaining traction across the industry. How much will that change the operator game going forward, do you think?
So eSIM is a huge shift in market. So in the physical SIM world, operator had to spend a lot of effort in supply chain managing, and the whole SIM is very important. It's an identity that the operator has. Without the SIM, they can't even offer the service, no matter how good that is. With the eSIM, if you have reliability and you have redundancy across the board from a network operator, and then if you are able to penetrate to multiple devices, you can manage the SIM profile, you can provide services which are quicker to the subscriber. Subscribers have need, like they are switching devices, or if they are moving between multiple devices and they need authentication between those primary and sub devices, we can provide that unanimously in a simplified fashion as well. So now that's the advantage, you would see. And then as the IoT market is growing, subscribers are owning so many IoT devices that would be connected to the same primary, the subscription they would have. You would require this eSIM management and mapping to the rest of the block. So we will support all those functionality going forward.
Yeah, so it extends the market ultimately.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let me add to that, right? TuneTalk as a company, right? What we did was we opened up our app, right? Most telcos say my app is sacrosanct. Well, you need a SIM, right, to use my app. TuneTalk is the only telco app which is open to anyone. You can be on Vodafone, you can be on Maxis, you can be on Geo. You can still use my app.
Right.
Right. So what that does for us is opens up a global so-called database.
Yeah.
And that is itself is growing at around maybe 1,500 per day, right? Slowly, organically. So when we launch the eSIM, guess what, right? And we're going with the next generation eSIM, right? There's no QR code, no nothing. All you say is, I'm traveling, give me an eSIM,
Yeah.
right? It's single touch, direct injection eSIM.
And you've already got the customer relationship.
Exactly.
Because they can get
exactly.
you. Yeah.
Right.
Interesting. Let's. We're running out of time, but Tristan, I just want to touch on the possibilities opened up by 5G standalone, some of the control that might give you moving forward, or even greater control.
Yeah.
5G standalone's got a fair bit of traction in North America already. So just talk us through how you see that.
Yeah, I think for us, 5G provides a lot more opportunities for things like better QoS on the network, better slicing, just ability to deliver faster data to all our customers. So yeah, I think for us, because we're an app already, the better we can get at fine-grained data control and providing a higher speed experience for our customers is important. But I would just add that similar to TuneTalk, we are an app first that you can download and install on any carrier, and that's really the advantage for us, is we develop the same type of relationship with our customers, and then can leverage this eSIM and other type of technology to give them a kind of on-demand experience when they need it, and make it easy to switch to us as a provider.
Yeah, got it. Sandeep, just on 5G standalone, I mean, it's slowly gaining traction around the world, but ultimately it potentially could transform the mobile industry from an operator's perspective.
Correct.
What advice would you give to telcos about how they harness that?
5G is a huge shift going forward, right? So in 5G, one of the key elements is the architecture itself simplifies the source of truth. In up to 4G, what used to happen is individual network elements used to produce records of what they handle the transaction. Now it has centralized in the charging system, and that charging system can then be used to provide insights and action from the consumer side, right, on the IT side. So we are providing that capability set. When operators are looking at moving to 5G in a granular, surgical fashion, they can adapt and they can bring services which are very unique to the customer experience. They can offer slicing, or they can offer very differentiated experiences from the network point of view for the subscriber, right? So I think if they're moving into 5G standalone, they should look at this differentiated application offerings for their customers as well.
Got it. I think we've got about 30 seconds left. Gurtaj, I'm going to leave the final word to you. What's the future opportunity you're most excited about?
I think the future opportunity is digitalization, right? Is the eSIM. Within a year or 2 years, right? Majority of your devices, right, on your network are going to be eSIM enabled. Once they are eSIM enabled, right, you need that technology now, right? What is happening in most telcos is it's a third party which is providing that.
Right,
Right.
yeah.
It's not still embedded. We are still in the. If you remember in old times, we had CRBT, caller ringback tone, right, which started from Korea,
Yeah.
right? Suddenly, after a while, it got embedded by the telco equipment provider. Same thing which is going to happen here, right? eSIM, which is lying outside, needs to come into the core, and we are doing that with Mavenir, bringing everything in one core. Right? So
That sounds very interesting. I'm going to have to cut you off there, but
Absolutely.
thank you. We can carry on the conversation after the panel. But thank you, gentlemen, for your insights and your
Thanks
time
for
today.
having us.
Thank you to the audience for your time and attention. And yeah, that is a wrap. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.